How you going, guys? So a couple of days ago it was National Roast Day here over in New Zealand, and I thought what a better way to celebrate National Roast Day than with a nice roast chicken, actually two of them. So here's a recipe, really simple, quick to make on a roast chicken. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'll have another recipe up perhaps in the next week. This one is a request from one of my followers, which is really good to hear. So it's a hummus recipe, so keep an eye out for that. But until then, stay safe and I hope you enjoy.
Before we actually start preparing our actual chicken, what we're going to do is grab a lemon and we're just going to stab it around 12 times and whack it into the microwave for about 30 seconds. This will soften everything up and really get the nice lemony flavours flowing when we use it in our chicken. Now you'll find if you did a search for a recipe of roast chicken, most of them are very similar and they utilise lemon and some flavours of herbs such as thyme. Now, so what I've chosen to do today for you folk is a lemon, garlic, thyme, rosemary and sage. And all these flavours really work wonderful together and they really flavour your chicken quite nicely. So we'll start getting into preparing how to prepare our chicken. Okay, we have our chicken. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that it's dry. So grab a paper towel and dry it. The chicken complete. Now this serves two purposes. First is so it's nice and easy to maneuver your chicken in your hands, it's not slippery, and the second is that when we stick on our oil, it's got a nice dry surface to coat to, so we get a nice crisp skin when we actually cook it. Now as I said earlier, we're after a nice herby chicken, so all we're going to do is grab our chicken, open the cavity at the end, and into this cavity we're going to stick in our herbs and our lemon. So we'll start with sage, followed by our thyme and our cloves of garlic. Don't worry about skinning the garlic, just make sure it's nice and crushed in the actual skin, that's fine. And a sprig of rosemary, and sort of bottle everything up, our lemon that we've pricked earlier with around 12 holes so all the nice lemon flavours can flow out during cooking. And all we're going to do is make sure this stays as close as possible, so we're just going to grab the loose skin. If you've got a rosemary sprig that we want to sharpen, you can use this as a toothpick to keep the skin folds together. Otherwise, just fold it over and it should be fine when you're actually cooking, or use a toothpick or cooking string. Now this is pretty much it in terms of like flavouring our roast chicken. So all we're going to do next is going to grab our roasting tray and we're just going to lather our chicken in olive oil. So just rub it all over, and we're going to add simply a few grains of fresh pepper and salt to the top of our chicken. That's all I'm going to do in terms of the outside of my chicken. You might want to do a small sprinkle of paprika. It really brings out a nice colour in the end and a nice flavour to your outside of your chicken. But the real flavour comes from within the chicken. That's why we've got our cavity stuffed with all those herbs and garlic and lemon. So it should be fantastic. Now for cooking, we're going to stick this into the oven at 180 degrees Celsius. For around an hour and a half. Now you want to check your chicken at this point. Grab a knife or a poker, stab it into your chicken at the thickest part, which is the chicken breast across the top of our roast chicken, and see what colour the fluids that flow out of the chicken are. Now if they're pink, your chicken's not cooked. Put it back in the oven for about another 5 minutes, check it again. If your fluid runs clear, that means it's cooked perfectly. So you don't want to dry out chicken by cooking it too long, so make sure you do your little poke test and see what colour the fluids that come out of your chicken are. That'll tell you whether your chicken is ready or not. Now another thing I also like to do, just to make sure that your chicken doesn't dry out while you're cooking it, is roughly around every half an hour you'll see that your chicken starts producing all the oils and the juices coming out of the chicken. So what I like to do is grab a tablespoon and just collect these juices and then coat them back over the chicken like I'm doing, and this will ensure that firstly you'll get a nice moist chicken at the end, and also you get a nice crispy flavoursome outside. So there it is, guys, roast chicken done and dusted. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's really simple to make, as you can see. So you should aim to have these at least once a month. They're fantastic meals to have, a roast. And that's about it for this week. Like I said, I've got another recipe coming up in the next week, hummus recipe, so keep an eye out for that. Other than that, stay safe and keep on cooking.